What if I told you that there are no right decisions in life, only choices you transform into meaning? What if mistakes weren't failures, but secret doors to destiny? Stay with me, because what you'll hear may change everything you believe. Have you ever wondered if mistakes are not failures, but hidden invitations from life itself? What if every setback you faced was not punishment, but the universe asking you, have you truly learned? This thought alone can shake the way we see the world. We spend years fearing mistakes, avoiding them, or feeling ashamed of them. Yet the truth is simple. Life is not cruel when it repeats the same challenges. It is patient. It keeps teaching until we finally listen. And that is where real growth begins. Hello everyone, welcomes back Better Story YouTube channel. You see, people often obsess about being winners or fear being labelled losers. But the truth is, none of us are born as winners or losers. We are born choosers. Every choice you make, big or small, is shaping the person you are becoming. Choosing to remain the same, choosing not to act, is still a choice, and perhaps the most dangerous one. Because when you do not move forward, life keeps you stuck in the same lesson, forcing you to repeat it again and again until you finally wake up. Slow progress, though frustrating, is infinitely better than no progress. Think about it. A single step taken every day, no matter how small, will eventually carry you across mountains. Standing still, however, is a silent surrender. It may feel safe, but safety without growth is just another name for regret. The essence of strength is not measured by how quickly you reach your goals, but by the courage to keep going when the journey feels endless. This is why the first and most important truth you must embrace is this: mistakes are not your enemy, they are your greatest allies. They are the maps, pointing you away from what does not work and leading you toward who you are meant to be. The real question is not whether you will fall, but whether you will rise with new wisdom each time. If these words stir something within you, then stay with us until the end of this video. What you are about to hear may change the way you view not just your past, but your future as well. And before we continue, if you find meaning in these reflections, please subscribe to Better Story to support us in creating more valuable and inspiring content for you. Words are light and easy. They slip from our mouths without weight, often dressed in beauty but empty of truth. Actions, however, cannot lie. They reveal who we are when no one is watching. You can listen to someone promise loyalty, but watch how they treat others when nothing is at stake. That is where their real character stands. The foundation of a life worth remembering is not built on eloquence, but on integrity. When words and actions do not align, words lose all meaning. Patience and silence may seem passive, but they are hidden forms of strength. In a world that demands constant noise and instant reactions, the person who knows how to wait, who knows when not to speak, holds a power far greater than those who shout. Patience is not weakness. It is the training of the mind to remain steady when storms arrive. Silence is not emptiness. It is the shield of the heart, keeping emotions from drowning reason. Together, patience and silence become an armor that protects both dignity and clarity. Still, there is something even more powerful: the quiet dignity of kindness. A smile offered in the face of anger, a gentle word given in the shadow of hate. These acts are not small. They disarm bitterness and transform the air around us. Anger consumes and destroys, but kindness creates and heals. It may not always change others immediately, but it always changes you. And when you change, the way you see the world changes with you. Character is not shaped by grand moments, but by repeated, ordinary choices. The way you respond to insults, the way you hold yourself when misunderstood, the way you treat those who cannot repay you. These are the bricks of your true self. Each moment is an opportunity to strengthen or weaken your character, to grow into a person whose silence is respected and whose actions speak louder than any speech. So remember this truth: your life will not be measured by what you declare, but by what you embody. Patience will steady your mind, silence will steady your heart, and kindness will steady your soul. And in the end, those who witness your actions will carry the memory of who you were, long after your words are forgotten. The people you choose to keep close are silent architects of your destiny. Relationships are not neutral. They either build you or slowly drain you. If someone constantly diminishes your worth or mocks your efforts, their presence is not companionship but poison. To walk away from such people is not cruelty, it is self-respect. Protecting your peace is one of the greatest responsibilities you owe yourself, because no dream can flourish in the soil of toxicity. True friendship is not measured by how many laughs you share in good times, but by what happens in your absence. A real friend defends your name when you are not there to defend it yourself. They hold your dignity as if it were their own. Words of loyalty are easy to speak, but loyalty proven in silence when no one is watching is priceless. Surround yourself with those who lift your spirit and protect your reputation, for they are the ones who deserve a place in your story. At times you may find yourself standing alone, without allies, without support. Do not mistake this solitude for weakness. It is in these moments that you discover your true strength. When you rise for yourself, you prove that your worth is not dependent on applause or approval. The courage to stand alone is the same courage that eventually draws the right people into your life, the ones who resonate with your strength instead of exploiting your weakness. Wisdom in relationships is also about humility. Even a fool with a careless question can teach a wise person something valuable, but a fool will never learn from the wisdom offered to him. This truth reminds us to keep our hearts open, to listen more than we speak, and to search for lessons even in unlikely places. Every encounter, whether with friend or foe, carries a message, if only you are willing to listen deeply enough. The quality of your life is often reflected in the quality of your relationships. Choose those who water your growth, not those who dry your roots. And never forget, if you cannot find someone to stand with you, then stand for yourself. In the end, it is better to walk alone with dignity than to be surrounded by many and lose your soul. Happiness has long been mistaken as a trophy you hold once you achieve enough, earn enough, or prove enough. But the truth is simpler and more profound. Happiness is not the result of success, it is the foundation of it. A person who knows how to be grateful in the present moment is already living a form of success that cannot be measured by status or wealth. When you stop comparing yourself with others, when you stop craving validation from the outside world, your heart begins to breathe freely and peace quietly takes root inside you. Anger, on the other hand, is a thief. It promises power, but delivers destruction. It can burn bridges that took years to build and wound hearts that may never fully heal. A single act of rage can undo a lifetime of kindness. That is why the ability to forgive is not weakness, but wisdom. Forgiveness is not about excusing wrongs, it is about refusing to let hatred chain you to the past. Each time you let go of bitterness, you reclaim a piece of yourself that anger tried to destroy. Peace of mind is perhaps the greatest achievement one can pursue. In a noisy world, a calm mind becomes the rarest treasure. It is not that challenges will disappear, but they lose their power to control you. When storms rage outside, your stillness within becomes the anchor that keeps you steady. Every night before sleep, release what burdens you, resentments, grudges, unspoken anger. Enter rest with a clean heart, and you will wake lighter, stronger, ready to face a new day. Life is not meant to be lived in the shadows of past regrets or the anxieties of the future. The past cannot be changed, and the future is not promised. What we truly have is this moment. To embrace it with gratitude is to unlock a happiness that no external circumstance can steal. Success without inner peace is a hollow victory, but peace, even without outward success, is a triumph no one can take away. So remember this: a smile in the face of adversity, forgiveness in the face of hurt, and gratitude in the face of uncertainty. These are not small gestures. They are acts of strength. And together shape a life not only of happiness, but of deep, unshakable serenity. Dreams without sacrifice are nothing more than fantasies, and standards without action are nothing more than empty words. To truly grow, you must be willing to raise the bar for yourself, to demand more than comfort and convenience. Every great achievement in history was born not from ease but from endurance, from the quiet strength of someone willing to give more than what seemed possible. The size of your dream will always match the size of what you are prepared to let go of. But growth is not only about reaching higher, it is also about looking inward. The world is filled with people eager to change others, yet hesitant to change themselves. True transformation begins with self-awareness. When you choose to confront your own flaws, your own weaknesses, you discover that the greatest victory is mastery over self. From that place of humility, every other goal becomes attainable. Wisdom is not about having all the answers, but about asking better questions. The fool believes he already knows everything, and so he learns nothing. The wise understand that every person carries a piece of truth. By listening to the voices of others, by opening yourself to perspectives beyond your own, you gather fragments of knowledge that eventually form wisdom. No single mind holds the whole picture, but those who are willing to learn from everyone move closer to it. Confidence and perseverance are the twin forces of self-development. Confidence gives you the courage to take the first step, but perseverance ensures you keep walking when the path grows long and dark. The world belongs not to those who dream quickly and loudly, but to those who remain steady and patient, building silently until the day their work speaks for them. Simplicity is another mark of true growth. It is not about rejecting beauty or joy, but about refusing to let shallow appearances define your worth. When you value what is lasting, gratitude for your parents' sacrifices, kindness that asks for nothing in return, humility that grounds your success, you are no longer chasing validation. Instead, you are becoming a person whose character stands firm, regardless of circumstance. In the end, self-development is not about building a perfect image, but about cultivating an authentic life. Raise your standards, embrace sacrifice, seek wisdom in every voice, and walk with gratitude. Do this, and success will not just be an achievement, it will be the natural reflection of who you have become. Life, in its purest form, is not defined by the victories we collect or the mistakes we regret, but by the character we shape along the way. Every choice, every relationship, every challenge, and every act of patience or forgiveness becomes a thread woven into the fabric of who we are. Strength is not measured by how loudly we speak or how fast we succeed, but by the quiet courage to learn from failure, to stand alone when necessary, and to hold on to kindness in a world that often forgets it. Happiness, peace, and wisdom are not destinations we reach once everything is perfect. They are the foundations we build daily through gratitude, self-respect, and perseverance. A life well lived is not the one that impresses others, but the one that leaves behind respect, love, and inspiration. The lesson here is simple but profound. Live as a character, not just as a person. Focus less on competing, comparing, or chasing fleeting victories, and more on cultivating patience, humility, kindness, and gratitude. In today's world, you can practice this by slowing down to appreciate small joys, choosing to listen more than you speak, and making decisions that align with your values rather than external approval. When you do this, you are not only more likely to find success, but you will also discover a deeper form of happiness, one that endures. If these reflections touched you, don't forget to subscribe to Better Story. Your support gives us the motivation to continue creating meaningful content that inspires and empowers you on your journey.